All right, so today we're moving the simulator project forward by working on some electrical issues, some data wiring, cleaning up the spaghetti monster, doing some structural reinforcements to prepare the front console portion to dock with the simulator body in preparation to getting some motion control working. Let's get to it. All right, so to get started, we're going to basically be cleaning up our wiring. Right now, just sitting behind the console here, we have 5 separate power supplies and a myriad of USB and HDMI cables, even VGA for our older GPS here. We're going to be taking and cleaning all of this up, simplifying it, and really making it honestly easier to maintain. All of these bricks, you know, they just make a lot of clutter, and it's just easier to clean everything up. So to accomplish that, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be actually getting rid of all of these power bricks. They're all 12 volt. Our monitor, all 3 of our monitors are 12 volt. The unit itself is 12 volt, and the input for our USB hub is 12 volt as well. So we're going to be converting it over to run off of a CCTV power distribution box. So these are really nice little power distribution panels that have a power supply in them and protected circuits for all the various circuits. I think we can put 8 on this particular unit. Should be more than what we need for what we're doing. We will eventually have powered avionics in here and perhaps some other accessories, but this will easily cover what we need to do. Now, to accomplish that, we need to make custom pigtails, and while the unit comes with some, I went for a little heavier gauge, little nicer pigtails, and these will just be cut custom to length and connected to all of our devices. That takes care of massive amounts of cable management. And to keep everything neat, we're going to be using cable raceways. I use these a lot in CNC projects that I build, and they are fantastic for being able to take and just hide your cables, keep them managed, and have easy access to them and the ability to change things on the fly very easily. I highly recommend these. So yeah, that's kind of the goal for our project right now. We're going to clean up our HDMI wiring as well, and our USB connectivity. Shorter cables, proper lengths, nice cable management, and yeah, I'm just going to kind of jump into it, and we'll do a time lapse. See how it goes. Alrighty, so I just wanted to show the power work here. So there's our power inlet. We're just running in this cavity that the chassis has from our monitors, our GPS, and our actual flight controller here, and our USB. And all of that comes into this nice little junction box. And we'll just cut and tin and screw these into these terminals. Pretty straightforward. Alrighty, so here we have everything wired up nice and neat. And we've got power now coming into the unit. And when we come over here and we flip our switch to on, we can see that everything's coming to life. So that's a real easy way to get power in one single place for the entire simulator. All right, so now our next step is we need to take care of a lot of the data lines here. This won't be too much work, but we've got our HDMI, USB, VGA, several USB devices that we're going to connect, and of course we've got to connect the simulator itself up to it. So let's get to that step. All right, here we have all of our other cable routing done. And, you know, it's not perfect, but these cable raceways, they hide a lot of sins. And, well, I'll take it. I think this is going to turn out pretty good. And all you have to do now is go and snap your covers on. And nice, clean, professional finish. All right, so now we've got our wiring all cleaned up. Now we get to move on to some structural reinforcement. Now, as I've been working on this project, it's become kind of apparent that motion control wasn't really planned on in the original modular flight, system that they've developed. And so the reason I say that is because the front half sections, they're connected at the top and they have big feet for sitting on the ground stationary. But the motion control system by DBox just kind of sits in the middle of each of these two separate platforms, and they're connected by a strip of aluminum at the top. Well, that makes it want to flex and bend, and there's no support underneath on the frame. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking and adding an 1/8" thick piece of angle aluminum to the body of the actually this component right here, the front portion, that will slot and then screw in from beneath the main chassis, the main body section. Not a huge project. Honestly, I'm probably just going to use some self-tappers and mount this in. But I think it's critical for moving forward with getting the structural component of this right. So yeah, I'm going to take and screw some aluminum in. Alrighty, so we can see here what I'm talking about in a little more detail. So this is what connects the main body, which just slides on top and then is screwed into place. And that's what connects these two sections together. Now, with the DBox system, that's 6 degrees of freedom, which means we get twisting action as well as folding action. And I just don't have faith that that's strong enough, especially long term. So I'm going to take our piece of angle aluminum here, and we're going to install it so that we can still connect the two sections together and not have it interfere. So yeah, let's get to that. Alrighty, here we are. We've got our angle aluminum fastened in, and hopefully that's enough to handle the torque that I'm concerned about. Alright, let's get to connecting these things together. So here we have the two halves of our simulator, and we're about to connect these together. Speaking of connecting, moving things around, these little furniture dollies, they're fantastic for this. Highly recommend. Anyways, let's get in here and I'll show you kind of what's going on. So as you can see, boy, these simulators are just viewed beautifully. But that is our connection right there. That flange goes under the component on the right, which is the cabin. And that's all that holds these two together. And so that's why I had the concern of adding in our piece of aluminum, which will then be able to slide over on top of this component right here, and we'll screw it in from the bottom. So yeah, let's connect these two together. Alrighty, so now we're going to connect these things together permanently. And to do that, we're just going to use our simple machine screws here. And those go through the top deck into that upper piece of angle aluminum I was referring to. And that is what holds these together. There we go. Not pretty, but hey, camera work and angles and whatnot. Now, this is an interesting component, and it's worth pointing out. So I know that they hadn't planned for this to run a motion control system because of these. So these are gussets that go on the side here, side plate reinforcement. And so these, I think, are supposed to reduce or, well, it's not going to eliminate the movement there, but definitely add some strength and rigidity. So we're going to make sure that we get these installed as well, and yeah, then we can move forward on getting some motion control going in this. I'll go ahead and wrap this up. All right, so here we have it. Another big chunk of progress done. First time since I've owned it that the two halves have been connected, and I'm kind of excited. It's starting to look like something again. So this is a lot of fun. We got our wiring all ready and cleaned up, and should make setting up the DBox and the motion control stuff really easy, really clean. I really like having this set up with the USB hood or hub under the hood, controlling everything. It takes a lot of load off of external devices, external machines, and just keeps everything neat and clean. So yeah, pretty exciting. Tune in next time. We're going to be adding motion control, hopefully. And until then, keep flying. By the way, this thing's freaking heavy.